Hi, Cutie Pies. It is Lanickia, and I am coming to you with another episode of General Hospital. And I said it was episode season 59, episode 115 yesterday, but actually it's today. So yesterday was 114. My bad. So this was it was okay. This was an okay episode. It wasn't anything life changing as far as for the characters or anything in this episode. But let me go ahead and get into this, closing out this week of One Life to Live. Baby, I said One Life to Live. I'm going all the way back General Hospital. So we start off. We see Drew and Carly. Okay, so Drew is talking to Carly, and they're pretty much reminiscing about, they're happy that Peter is gone. They're thinking about Jason. I mean, I'm not even going by interested to least. I'm just going by who I have down on my list this time. So, I mean, because this episode wasn't that, it was just wrapping up the week. There was a little bit of a cliffhanger, but nothing that's gonna make me clutch my pearls. So this episode had Drew and Carly, and they're just pretty much reminiscing about Jason and how Peter's run is all the way to the end. And Drew says Jason was the um, person who started it all on to try to like take down Peter. It started with Jason and everything, and they're just reminiscing, and then they think about the time and they almost kissed. Did they kiss? Either way, they're just reminiscing, and then they talk about Carly and her divorce and everything. So then when Carly finds out, when she knows that Peter is dead and everything, she thinks about Sonny and the fact that she wonder if he knows, and even though they're not on the best terms right now, she feels obligated to go tell him since he was the one who got Jason killed. Since he was the cause of Jason's death, that she feels like she should be the one to go tell Sonny. Peter offers to go with her, and she accepts that and everything because she was needing more support. Then we see Sonny and Nina. Child, listen, Nina, I was here for you today because you were no longer that pick me woman. You told Sonny, listen. She went back to him being off his with it, mixing his medication with alcohol. And she was just like, because you do that, you make bad decisions. And being with me is a bad decision right now because when have you ever like really contacted me when you were sober? And he was like, I was going to contact you, girl, when I wasn't, drunk or whatever. And she was like, Sonny, please. No, you were not. And she once again tells him about she's worried about him. And I hope this does not become a problem for Sonny. Like, I hope they just kind of do away with this storyline. But if they don't, I mean, it is what it is. If they don't do it. But I feel like if you're going to be with Nina, be with Nina. Point blank, period. Be with Nina. Now, breaking off just a little bit because I'm gonna wrap these people up. They were not that great, but I love me some Nina. But breaking off just a little bit, so we see Sam and Dante meet at the hospital. She's happy, he's safe, yada yada yada. They're gonna meet up later and spend some alone time. So now Sonny is with Nina, and Nina decides it's better for me to go. And so, but before she goes, she's like, "Let me freshen up, and then I'm gonna get out of here." While she's doing that, the security guard, mind you, the security guard had the notion to tell Sonny, "Hey, there's somebody here to see you." It was Dante. Like, you acting like this is some random, but it was Dante. So he lets Dante in, and then Sonny is trying to rush Dante away, and Dante is like, "Hey, you're trying to get rid of me. I know the signs or whatever. Are you good? You're okay? I know it's a lot going on with Carly and everything." And Sonny's like, I'm good. Yada, yada, yada. Whoop, whoop. That's it. That's pretty much it. Dante leaves. Then Nina comes out and she's like, and Dante, did y'all hear when Sonny said, "Oh, so so Anna finally took Peter down," and Dante said, "It was a team effort." Dante was like, "Listen, don't try to steal my thunder. I helped." But I'm like, what happened to the conversation Dante was having with Kruger? Like, what's going on with that? Like, y'all just got rid of that. But okay. Anyways, so Dante finally leaves, and Sonny is telling him that I'm gonna go, check in on Anna. He wants to see if Anna's okay or whatever. So Dante leaves, and Nina comes out, and she was like, "Thank you for not telling Dante I was here." And he was like, "Sure." And she was like, "But I do have a question. Why didn't you tell Dante I was here?" So is it thank you, Nina, or is it why? It feels like it's really why, but it is what it is. Like he didn't want to. And so Sonny doesn't say anything, and Nina was like, that's the reason right now why I'm leaving and we're not gonna be together or whatever. But Sonny cocks her back in. Um and so it's fine. Nina didn't really want to go nowhere anyways. But as she was finally about to leave, and I guess this is a cliffhanger. It's not too much of a cliffhanger because Sonny and Carly are not together. But as she's about to leave, Sonny opens the door, and Carly is like, is Sonny available?" Now, come on, GH. Like, Dante is his son, and he had to be announced. You telling me Carly, and they know Carly is not with Sonny anymore, is able to just walk on up? I'm sorry. No, no, no. She needed to be announced too. And so she sees, so it's Carly and Drew, and they see Nina with Sonny or whatever. But ain't nothing going on because Nina said, "Listen, Sonny, when you get all this, not calling him crazy, I didn't mean that, but all of the mental taken care of, then come holler at me." Yes, Nina, I love it. That is exactly how you should be. Why am this video 6 minutes long over nothing? Because this episode really wasn't much today. It was just a wrap up for the week. So then we see Alexis and Sean. Alexa, is it Alexa? Am I Anyways, Sam's mama and Sean. And he wants to add a piece more real estate to the paper or whatever. So he's like, "Well, I would have to go to San Francisco unless there's a reason for me to stay." Like, just say if y'all want to be with each other or not. Like just beating around the bush and stuff. But it is what it is. Now, he still has his reservations about Harmony, but Alexis is like, she's changing, she's trying to do better, yada, yada, yada. And that's what it was with their conversation. Now, as they're having this conversation, Sam walks in on them. And when Sam walks in on them, he leaves or whatever. And Sam tells her, "I like you with him. I don't know why you won't go ahead and just be with him." And she says, "No, I'm cool. I'm cool with, if that, Alexa's just like, she good. Like, she not focused on a man right now or whatever." But Sam did share her reservations about Harmony as well. And Alexa's like, "Harmony is doing better." Now, why she is saying this, um I'm not gonna even go there. So she's like, Harmony is trying to, change and be a better person, so it's okay, and all that kind of stuff. So okay, we'll see. And that pretty much wraps up their whole situation. So then we see Finn and Elizabeth. So Finn and Elizabeth are talking, or whatever, and all this weird stuff. Now, do y'all think they're trying to make Elizabeth have a split personality? Because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting she's having a split personality or something. But anyways, as Finn and Elizabeth talking, they're not talking about much. As they're talking, Sam comes up and she informs them that Peter's dead. Now Elizabeth is all like, "Oh my gosh," because he killed. He had a hand in Franco's and Jason's murder or what, and deaths and everything. So she, on one hand, she's like, "Oh my gosh," it's so she doesn't know how to feel, because it is someone who died, but Peter caused so much harm and everything. So, Sam is just like she and Sam have a little cute moment where they're like, "I'm here for you," and she's like, "I'm here for you too." Even though, it is what it is. We might have history or whatever. It doesn't matter if the men are in our lives that brought us together. The reason we were close in the first place, the only reason we really would talk, even though they're not in our lives anymore, we're still going to look out for each other. And I got your back. And she was like, "I got your back too, Sam and Elizabeth." And that was it. Like, Sam went on about her way and she went to visit her mama, which is what I told you about earlier. And then Finn and Elizabeth keep talking, and she just tells him something's weird going on because it's the ring, it's the ripped up dress, it's the letter from Betsy, and she's like, "So I don't know. This is just it's not a coincidence." And Finn is just like, I gotta go speak to my patient, but I'm gonna be right back. Finn, you still stay with her and let her talk this out, because I think they're trying to make her have a split personality. We'll see, child. And then she calls. So when Finn leaves, she calls Betsy and says, "Hey, can you come down to Port Charles? I really need to talk to you. I received your card and everything. I really need to talk to you." And that was all between Elizabeth and Finn today. So then we go to, okay. So Monica, Michael, and Willow are at the house, and they're like, "Okay, what's the deal with Harmony and this birth certificate?" So Harmony shows up, and she tells Willow, she had got off the phone with Alexa, and told Alexa that she was going to tell Harmony the truth, but then she got to Harmony and she couldn't do it, y'all. So she told Alexa, "Stop." So when she got to speak to Harmony, when Harmony got to speak to Willow, she was just like, "I found your birth certificate." She made up some story or whatever. And Willow was like, "Oh my gosh, she's so happy." And that's it, y'all. Then later on, Dante comes over and he tells Willow, Monica, and Michael that Peter is dead, and they're happy. And they do a toast. Like, Peter was really disliked. They do a toast and everything to Peter being, out of their lives and can't destroy anyone else's, and to Jason and all that kind of good stuff. And so that's that with that. I be forgetting Michael um is Michael a Quartermain? Michael's a Quartermain. He's a Quartermain, right? By, what's his brother's name? AJ? Is it AJ? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Anyways, um okay. So then we see Harmony. She goes, right. She goes and meets with this. She meets with the guy, and she wants to get a fake birth certificate. And so she gives him a wad of money. And while she's doing that, the guy gets up and leaves or whatever. And she gets up, and there goes Sean. And he was like, "See, I knew you wasn't no good. I knew you. I don't know how much you heard or whatever, but we shall see." And that was it. That was it, y'all. That was General Hospital for Friday. It was really a closer episode. It was just a wrap up of the week so that we could move on to different storylines. Now that Peter is gone, they're gonna move on to different stories, because quiet as kept. General Hospital is good when they have like something going on, but there are times when they're kind of down, and they're in the down season. And I mean, it's not excitement every week, I guess. And so this is one of those weeks where it's just not. I think we're going into like a down season until something dramatic happens and we ramp up. You know how they have. What was it? One year they had an earthquake. Then the one year they had, what was his name? It wasn't. What was his name? He was. This was back in the day. He was Maxie's sister, Georgie. He killed her, which I didn't understand that, because she was the only person that was nice to him. But anyway, remember they had that whole there. I think they were at the Castellan's house and everything, and he ended up killing Emily. I think Emily died that night. He killed a lot of people. But anyways, y'all, that was General Hospital. And that's the wrap up for the week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.